So got these little hand things. I gotta kind of straighten out my phone because I got more space up here than I do down here. But I don't know, it might work out. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that works even better. Yeah. So I've started my 8th reading of my Thompson Chain Reference Bible. This is the one I got off Amazon the other day. It's the Kirkbride type, um, 2021. Of course, now they're screwing everything up and they're putting the comfort print out like nobody's business. And they're not going to they're likely not going to reproduce the Kirkbride type. That is the ones with the hyphens and stuff, pronouncing and stuff like that. They got that traded up with a comfort print, the 2K Denmark stuff, which I personally do not like. I want to have it just as it has. And of course, the original scriptures are like I did not have all that in there. I know, but I like it this way. But anyway, this is a bonded leather cover, and this little emblem right here. I hate this emblem because it's part. I mean, King James, KJV is fine, but the emblem around it, the shield-like thing, that's on Thomas Nelson. That's on all the HarperCollins type Bibles out there. I just like them very much vehemently. I'd just rather they have just the name or Holy Bible on front. I was thinking about getting this cover changed to an actual leather one, but I'm trying to talk to the person in Gilded Leaf. They're like 40 miles away. I'm just trying to see what the price is going to be. But anyway, said all that to say, I was reading in Genesis for my 8th time, y'all, and some really some things started just because the last time I read through Genesis was other than just kind of off and on to read the whole Bible was about 6 years ago. That was my 7th time. Off and on, like I said, in between those times, just kind of reading it partial. But anyway, this is what I really get out of Genesis here on how God's love for us is shown in our creation. The creation of the world, the earth, that is. The creation of mankind is the creation of the world because how man affected the planet, the earth rather, not the planet, but the earth. I like to call it the earth. It's never called a planet. The earth is not called a planet, even though some of us are like, oh, it is a planet. Okay, fine. I'm just telling you what I feel about it. Okay, so I'm going to try and get something in here. Oh, boy. I'm going to read you the first chapters here. First 2 chapters. Because that's what I read. And I put some little marks down and everything. Highlights and marks and stuff. And every time I see the word RV, which is Revised Version, I crossed it out. I don't want that in my Bible. Or actually, I don't want to be reading that in my Bible, Authorized Version. That says, it seems to me that the RV says this, but the King James, I'm reading the King James, but I don't care what the RV says. Okay, so I'm going to read it here to you. I got about several minutes to do this. It says, and this is going to be so cool. You're going to see the first uses of the words of thou and you and things like that, and us and God, of course. It says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. What's deep? Waters are deep. So the face of the deep and the face of the waters are evidently the same thing. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. You think that it was a specific, one specific place? I don't think so. It was all everywhere. And God saw the light and that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. So, okay, maybe I'm wrong. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. You notice it starts with evening first. It doesn't start with morning. God had evidently, the Lord had evidently set time into existence, 24-hour days. So at the end of the 24-hour day, which became morning, that was the first day. It started from the evening and went to the next day. That was the first day. Okay. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. There's a bunch of water. So amidst in the firmament, there was some kind of space and it expanded. One part of the waters went one direction, another part of the water stayed in one direction. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. So some group of water went above the waters which were below. The waters below stayed in one spot, and the midst that pushed at the firmament, which became the firmament, had waters above which went upward from a certain location. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. I know I read that once. I'm reading it again. And God called the firmament heaven. That is the sky which is above us. The sky is above us. It's heaven. And everything you got first heaven, second heaven, third heaven. First heaven is the sky. Second heaven is outer space. Third heaven is the heaven you can't see, from what I understand. See here. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. So the waters which were below settled down, and land came up. Right? It was made already. And God said, I already read that. And God called the dry land earth, with a capital E on this one. And the gathering together of the waters called he seas, and God saw that it was good. Now, if you have the authorized version, you'll notice it says it was, it's in the italics. And many other places in those verses, the previous 9 verses that I read, you see that they're in italics. Some of them are in italics. That's because some other Bible versions, the English Bible versions, like the Geneva, Bishops, Tyndale, Wycliffe, and all the rest of them, Great Bible, Taverner's Bible, some of them didn't have the words. So, and some of them did have those words. The ones that didn't have the words, they added it back into the King James Version. They added it in the King James Version. The original, the most originals, the closest to the originals had the original tongues of saying, with italics. So whatever they didn't find in the successive English Bibles, well, they put it in the authorized version. That's why they put it in italics, to show you that the originals had it, but the successive Bibles, some of them did not have it. I think that's how it goes. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind. Now that's to say that the fruit that has been yielded, the fruit that came out, had seed in and of itself. So that seed was then used to make more of the same thing. So whenever it says his kind, it's talking about the male, not that a man male, but a male of the fruit kind. which produced more fruit. And so then it says, whose seed is in it, it is in of itself, is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, which seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. It was is in italics, so therefore it's been in it. Instead of saying, and God saw that was that good, no, it wouldn't make sense like that. So it was good. That's why it was added in there. So see, some of the translators, some of the writers, some of those previous people who wrote the Bible that wrote some of, like even in Geneva Bible, I talked about this in my other video. Some of the italics weren't there, talking about the brother of, like Goliath. Just those simple italics that, which weren't added, made the whole scripture change. So it was assumed that Elhanan killed Goliath when he didn't. He killed the brother of Goliath, which was in the, as you see in First Chronicles, it was Lamech, the brother of Goliath. But when you read 2 Samuel chapter 21 and verse 19, you automatically think, oh, Goliath came back to life and Elhanan killed him. No, he had his head cut off by David years before. So that's why the scriptures must have the italics in them. That's why they put it back in there, to show you and to give the Bible meaning. Because again, some of these Bibles did not have the proper italics which were in the originals. Okay, from what I understand. All right. So it says, I'm probably going to just read chapter 1 here. Don't want to go too far into this. It says, and let them be, well, where am I at now? And the evening and the morning were the third day, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon what? The earth. Did the other things benefit from that? What benefited from it? The earth benefited from it, and therefore the people, mankind, which would be on the earth, benefited from the lights. Because the earth itself, why would it benefit from seasons and times and days? It would be for the benefit of mankind. So God has set the earth up to benefit who? Man, right? Is showing his great love for man even before he's created. God's setting everything up. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. To give light upon the earth. This was, of course, for man's benefit. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. So the light that he created, he made a permanent lights, the sun and the moon. The light that reflected off the moon and showed the times and seasons on the moon. You know, when we see a crescent moon, full moon, new moon, stuff like that, times and seasons. Shows us the ends of months. That's what the moon does. That's why it's called months after the moon. Whenever the new moon comes, and then it's halfway through it, the cycle, the half moon, whatever, shows the middle of the month. The full moon shows the first of the month, or vice versa. Full moon shows the first of the month, and a half moon, whatever you want to call it, it shows the half of the month, or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the other way around. But it's showing us the times of the month. But anyway, let's see here. And that's why I always say that there was no need for the earth to go around the sun. How is it that the earth, which was created first from the waters which were below, and waters which were above, Why would it need to go around the sun when the moon's going around the earth and the earth it goes around the sun? There's no need for that. Read the Bible for yourself. So God's gonna just take, okay, well he's gonna take the fourth day creation, which is the sun, and make the earth, which is the original creation, go around something that was created first. Sorry, which was created afterwards. So is a guy going to take the earth and make it go around the sun? What would be the point? The earth was created on the fourth, the sun was created on the fourth day to give light unto the earth, just like the moon. The moon goes around the earth, so therefore, in so facto, as they say, then why can't the sun go around the earth? Think about it. But whoever wants to believe or whoever wants to believe, that's totally up to them, okay? You believe geocentrism, heliocentrism, that's up to you. Whatever you want to believe. I'm not trying to persuade anybody to believe anything they don't want to. Okay? But I'm just showing you just showing you what God's word says here. In common sense too. It says, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness, and God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that have life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. That's the sky. And of course, it's going to tell us the thing he called firmament, he'll call sky. And God created great whales and every living creature that moveth, with the waters brought, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth. So naturally, the first things that were created was those things which gave seed, right? So it was male fowl, male creatures and stuff like that. And then their mates. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. Let me make sure I'm reading it right. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let us. Okay, first time we see us and our. Okay, verse 26 of chapter 1 of Genesis. In our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So this is the Lord God talking about man in general, not specifically about Adam and Eve, which comes next, but specifically for the benefit, earth being for the benefit of man. Earth benefits man, mankind that is. This is what the Lord's saying here. The earth is for man. It's his habitation. It's going to give him the things that it needs to give him for living on it. Okay, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. So whose image are we in? Whose image are we in? We're in the image of the Son. Isn't that right? So, therefore, if it says, let us create men in our own image, um, we obviously are like God. And we have limbs, we have fingers, we have faces, we have heads, we have ears, things of that nature. And it says, and God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, Behold, I have given you, first time you is used here. Behold, I have given you. You is plural. Every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you, that is plural, it shall be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth where there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw that everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. And of course, um, Genesis chapter 2 comes, but I'm going to hold off on that because I wanted to get both chapters in, but I don't have a whole lot of time to get all that in there. And then on the next one, I'm going to read chapter 2. I done highlighted it and got it all worked out to what I'm going to read and everything in my new handy dandy Bible. Like I said, I'd like to get another cover for it and everything, but oh well, this will do for now. I now surely would like to get the little thumb indexes, or quick cut out thumb indexes too. But anyway, so I'm gonna make another chapter here in a little while, maybe the next day, next night, I don't know. But I'm gonna do some more reading into it. But I love how God created this whole earth for our benefit. He showed his great love for us, and that he made us to have our own free will. Of course, what do we do with our own free will? We took advantage of God. Of course we did. That's why Jesus came to die for us. That's why he came out of heaven to die for us. So, I mean, it's a great thing. I mean, you can't get past the evidence. Everything you see in creation is for the benefit of man, showing that God loved us, first loved us, and to have us as his creation, to have something beautiful and beloved. And wow, just think about it. God created us to, God created this earth to benefit us. He created the sun, moon, stars, planets to benefit us. He created the trees. He created the fowl. He created the whales and the fish and the birds and everything else. He created the land moving animals, the cows, the cattle, and everything that moves, even things we probably don't like, to benefit us, to benefit man. We don't look at it in that way a lot, do we? But God benefited us by the things that he created. So that shows us how much he truly actually loves us because he first thought of us. And also, he created us in his own image. We're image bearers of God. And so that should make us think. That should make us humble. That should make us tremble because God created us in his own image, you know? But yet man wants to create God in his own image, don't we? Yeah. And we're coming up nothing close of who God really is because we are his image bearers. So we should honor him and glorify him in our own images, in our own bodies. Anyway, I'm going to stop right here and do some more later on. And I hope this has helped somebody. God bless. We'll see you later. We'll start again with chapter 2 in Genesis.